Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. This is It's Your Healthy Lifestyle show hosted by the founder of this platform, Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and myself, Roland Friedl. How important is your health and fitness to you? We show you how you can easily eat healthier every day, how you can improve your fitness and recover much quicker after your exercises and workouts. Families will learn how to optimize their children's health and nutrition. And finally, you will also hear how you live a long, healthy and fit life into your old age. Join us here on It's Your Healthy Lifestyle.
Hello, everyone. Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and our show today is It's Your Healthy Lifestyle. We've got a super important topic that I've been interested in finding out the answer to as well. What happens if I double or triple my supplements? You know, if one pill is good, how about three? One capsule, I should say. Who's here to join us today? It's the star of our show is Mr. Roland Friedl, joining us from somewhere in his motorhome. Welcome.
Hello, Dr. JACALYN. Great to be coming back home.
Nice to have you back. It's been a couple of weeks. Where in the world are you?
Right now I'm sitting in my motorhome, and I am actually in my home country where I was born 59 years ago in Austria right now.
And how's it been for the last 2 weeks? I know you've been creating some new content and working with some new people on your own podcast. Tell us more.
Well, you know, I joined a men's festival, actually the second time. Last year was the first time. This year I came back, or actually they asked me to come back, and they invited me to the men's festival and doing the media work, you know, doing interviews with the guys to promote the festival in 2024. And it was a tremendous change because the management is different. So the organizers are different, very professional. And you know, it was 5 very intense days. And it's in German because it's in Austria. And I found out, you know, I'm a kind of transition process, and I found out, okay, there's so many men who, sorry for that, who want to feel their balls again, you know, but really be masculine, being their full masculine energy in a positive one, you know, in a full masculine energy. And on the other hand, there have been 40 facilitators facilitating 60 workshops, and there's so amazing men doing men's work that I decided I want to offer them a German-speaking platform. A German-speaking platform where all these wonderful coaches, therapists, and whatever can present their work. That's in German. That's in German. So they just focus on the German-speaking market. That's what I came up with this, and now it's 20 men on board, so I have material for 200 episodes, and I'm busy right now learning editing and cutting. That's the thing I'm doing right now.
Oh, editing is such a joy, isn't it? Editing is so much work.
Yeah.
So right before we started the show, I told you that I was busy taking my Juice Plus supplements. And, you know, the topic that we have today is so important. But first, I want to have you share about the fact that you've been taking Juice Plus for almost 30 years. What is it that keeps you taking them and on this journey? What are your results?
Well, first of all, I started supplementing, and specifically starting Supplement Juice Plus Ace, because I was always interested in a healthy, fit lifestyle. Always since a kid, to be honest, I never take any pharmaceuticals. Well, when I had several accidents in my past. When I had accidents, I was not conscious. They gave me some stuff in the hospital, okay, yes. But I remember when I was a small kid, when I had some troubles, a flu coming in or whatever, I went to bed, slept 1-2 days, only drinking water and eating several kind of fruits. And I had no idea what I'm doing. But afterwards, I found out I was eating the right stuff to give the body, first of all, a chance not to digest heavy stuff. And secondly, to give him the right ingredients of the fruits, the phytochemicals that helps my body heal. I strongly believe that every human being can heal him and herself if we give time and do the right things. That's one point. So I was always interested in health, you know, being fit, being healthy. This was always in me. And I thought that I'm eating healthy most of the time. but I found out it's not enough. It's not enough what I'm doing. And what really changed my mind about my nutrition is around 29 years, a little bit more than 29 years ago, I read a study about ingredients in fruits and vegetables. That it changed totally. We don't have the same quality of fruits and vegetables, meaning there was a study comparing vitamins, minerals, and so on in different very popular fruits and vegetables in the 70s and 80s and later. And it found out that there was a decrease between 70 and 90% on vitamins and minerals in different fruits and vegetables that we eat on a more or less daily basis. The reason for that is that, we have mass production. Most people live in urban villages, so they don't have their own garden. They cannot garden and harvest their own stuff like my grandparents did, for example. So they mostly live in cities and villages. They don't have garden, so they have to go to a supermarket. And the point is, with the mass production, the soil doesn't have, because there's overproduction, the soil doesn't have all nutrients that the plant needs to grow. First of all, secondly. It doesn't mean it doesn't make any difference if it's mass production or even if you go organic. The point is that they harvest too early the fruits and vegetables because they have to store it, they have to ship it, they have to sell it. So most of the ingredients, and we talk about phytochemicals, that's the flavors, the smelling, the color, the taste of a plant will be produced in a fruit and vegetable in the last 7 to 10 days of the maturing in the sun. So we harvest it green because we have to, as I said before, we have to store it, we have to ship it to sell it. So most ingredients are not in anymore in the fruits. Go to a supermarket and take a strawberry, try to smell the strawberry, try to taste it. It's not the same like the strawberries in my childhood in my grandma's garden. So that's the difference. We don't have the same ingredients that we had before. For different reasons, and this is I'm eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, but it's not enough. It's not enough. So I had a deeper look in supplements, because I always said no, I don't need it. I don't need it. I eat healthy, and I found out it's not enough for what I'm doing for the reasons I've been talking the last minute. So I decided, what am I going to do? And to be honest, as I said in the beginning, I was never a fan of artificial stuff, of pharmaceutical stuff like this. I want to go as natural as possible, as close to nature. And that's why luckily I found Juice Plus, because Juice Plus is nothing else than fruits, vegetables, and berries. So 10 different fruits, 10 different vegetables, 10 different berries and grapes that are harvested in the highest point organically. So no herbicides, pesticides, harvested in the highest point, juices, and to store it, to bring very slowly the water out and the sugar for people who suffer from diabetes. And so it's close as possible to nature. That's why I'm taking Juice Plus.
Thank you, Roland. I really appreciate that. And as you know, I started taking Juice Plus, and I'm also a Juice Plus distributor, and I have so much energy. My ulcerative colitis is in remission, and my hair doesn't always look great because I don't fix it, but it's gotten a lot longer, and my nails, it's been wonderful. And I'm just going to keep promoting it because I want as many people as possible to feel the same way that I feel, or feel the way you feel, to feel healthy, full of life. Now, is too much better if we take double or triple? Can we just disregard what Juice Plus recommends, for example, and just start adding more supplements? What are your thoughts?
Yes, it makes sense, because I'm taking Juice Plus since June 1994, so it's more than 29 years, over 30 years, on a daily basis. Actually, I started with fruits and vegetables because this was on the market. They introduced Juice Plus fruits and vegetables. Then the berries came, and then the omegas came, the omega plant came. So does it make sense for the audience? First of all, we are talking about natural products. We don't talk about artificial chemical products, because when you overdose this one, it's absolutely toxic. So, we're just talking about a natural product. That's a main difference. So we talk about, can you overdose when you eat too much broccoli? Can you overdose when you eat too much grapes? Can you overdose when you eat too much berries? No, maybe with some fruits you spend more time on the toilet because it's a cleaning process, but nothing's going to happen to your body. So no, you cannot overdose it. but does it make sense to overdose it? That's a different question. And from my own experience, I take more than the company recommends because, we have, when you bring a product on the market, you have different laws on the level. You have ingredients, what you have a description of the product, you have to write in how to use it, you have an expiry date, and you also have the ingredients, and they in order of what is most in and what is less is in the last. So when you read a label, what's most in is always first. So there are different legal things you have to meet in different countries. So the company is writing taking two and two fruits, 2 vegetables, 2 berries, and 2 omega on a daily basis with a lot of water. So I take much more, but I have to say it doesn't make sense do double in the beginning. So when you're not used to Just Plus, start normally with what the company is recommending. Get the body used to it, so the body is absorbing the product, the body gets used to it, and because you're gonna feel a difference. It makes a difference taking Just Plus or not. So you will feel a difference. But later on, maybe 4 weeks, 6 or 8 weeks on the product on a daily basis, it can make sense to double or even triple it, or even much higher. I will bring some example later. When you have some issues, for example, when you are a smoker, it makes sense to take more. But the best way is to stop smoking, by the way. But anyway, if you're a smoker, you're producing more free radicals. We know that from one cigarette, to balance the free radicals, you have to eat about 20 oranges. That's quite a hell. So when you're a smoker, it makes sense to double. When you do a lot of sports, because when you do more sports, you breathe more, you produce more with the oxygen, you produce more free radicals. When you're on medication, for some people it makes sense to take pharmaceuticals. You have a prescription from your doctors to cure some issues. We all know that pharmaceuticals may help, but they're also very toxic in your body, especially when you take 2 or even more. So it makes sense to balance this, because we know that pharmaceuticals are producing free radicals. That's for sure. So when you buy one, you have a long list of side effects. That's what's going to happen. So you can minimize this a little bit by increasing Just Plus. It makes sense when you're pregnant, for sure, because you also have to serve for your baby. So there are or when you have a lot of stress, for example, when I fly, before the pandemic, I was flying to my clients all the time, all over the world, always in the air. We know there's a high radiation, you have jet lag, stuff like that. So I was taking, I tripled it when I was flying. So there are some circumstances where it makes absolutely sense to double or triple it. Absolutely. You cannot overdose it. It's just a natural product. You cannot overdose it. But as I said, it doesn't make sense to overdose it from the beginning. Get the body used to it. That's the first thing.
Thank you, Roland. I appreciate that, and I'm going to adhere to that as well. A question that I have, and we have discussed this before, but I still think it's important, is if you look at a multivitamin, which also has a lot of other things in there that I don't know what they are, but it has some things that might not be in Juice Plus. Does it make sense to take a multivitamin too?
No, you have everything in Just Plus. The point is that everything is in fruit and vegetables. Everything is in, but it's not in the ingredients list, because an apple has more than 15,000 phytochemicals. You have to add a book on the box, with all the ingredients. So it's not possible, because what most people, when they look the first time on the level of Just Plus, they see a few vitamins on the list, and you will see that the label of the product is in every country different. For example, in Switzerland there is no coenzyme Q10 or inside. So every country has a different legislation. And the countries, the legislation wants you to say, okay, how many vitamins C or E is in? Yeah, that's what they want. That's the, how to say, that's what, when you bring a product on the market, that's illegal. You have to label it. So with Just Plus, we cannot say how much vitamin C is in the product. We cannot say how much E is inside, how much vitamin B, because every harvest is different depending on the sunny day, on the sunshine. How many sun hours have been on this typical fruit? So to meet the expectations of the government, the company adds some ingredients In the US, it's different than here in Germany or in Austria. And these vitamins who are on the level are added, but they're also of a natural source. It's not artificial. But they're in addition there. So to meet the legislation. And the funny thing is that every company, and most people don't talk about it, but every company is overdosing the product. Why? Because you have consumer rights, and you have to guarantee the consumer that at the last day of the expire date, the same ingredients are in when you bought it. But this is not possible because always when you open a box, your oxygen gets in, and through the oxidations, you lose ingredients. Okay, so every company is overdosing. By the way, it's an inside tip. Okay, so coming back to Just Plus means there are few ingredients on the label, but these are mostly vitamins and minerals that are added from a natural source, because to meet legal expectations to bring the product to the market. But in Just Plus, it's much more. There are thousands, 10,000s of phytochemicals, because we only have a few vitamins, 13. We have minerals, of course, we have enzymes, but we have 10,000s, and some scientists say maybe 100,000 of phytochemicals. So there's everything in Just Plus. And the interesting thing is, I'd like to check on this, when scientists find a new interest, I remember lycopene. I don't know if you heard it, when many years ago, when lycopene came on the market, everybody was excited about lycopene. This is the red color of a tomato, for example. Yeah, very healthy, a very anti-cancerogene lycopene. Interesting point is the body can absorb it much better when it's cooked than when it's raw. So when you want lycopene from a tomato, it's better to eat tomato ketchup or tomato sauce than a raw tomato. You get more. Well, with the ketchup, you have the problem, you have too much sugar in, but when it's cooked, it's better. So when lycopene came on the market, a few companies brought a product, a mineral mix, and they said, and a vitamin said, okay, and it's lycopene, the healthy lycopene. The funny thing was Just Plus is we didn't promote it because lycopene was never out. It was always in because we used tomato. So every time when the science finds a new phytochemical that is beneficial for the body, we can say it always has been in Just Plus. We just didn't know it because we don't know all phytochemicals at the moment. We know a few thousands, but we know that there are 10,000 or maybe 100,000.
Thank you for that answer. That makes a lot of sense, Roland. So also what I'm taking away from it is if you have a multivitamin, whatever vitamins are in there are kind of artificially inserted in there along with whatever other things they need to keep it all together. And with Juice Plus, depending on the actual harvest itself, which each is going to be different, it's the actual fruit and vegetables. So it's not possible to say that this tomato has X, Y, and Z in it. So, but we don't need anything else other than Juice Plus.
Yeah, well, yes and no. But please, if you take Just Plus, don't stop eating fruits and vegetables. Okay, it's a good opportunity to bridge the gap between what you are actually eating on a daily basis and you should eat, but it's not an excuse not to eat fruits and vegetables at all. So please go for it. Go for a salad. Go for a smoothie, for a juice, whatever it is. Yeah, go for it. Okay, but you don't need any other supplements. Well, I have to say something. It can make sense to supplement on a short term a high vitamin when you really have some issues, but this is to cure a problem on the short term. But we talk about prevention. We talk about preventing. Yeah, we want to stay fit. We want to be healthy. Yeah, we're not talking about curing. Of course, we have positive effects of Just Plus, but when you take a product on the long term as a prevention to prevent any diseases, it makes sense to go natural, because there are many studies out there, really interesting studies that show up that taking artificial vitamins in a high dose on a long time is toxic. It's not healthy at all. And all this scientific stuff, all the studies that started with 10,000 of people going on a long period, they stopped it because it made more damage than in the placebo group. So short term, it could make sense for some who believe in, but on the long term, not at all. Not at all. It's toxic. It's not good.
Thank you, Roland. When you say short term, can you quantify what that time frame is?
maybe 2 weeks or a month or something like that. So especially when you have a heart operation, or some people, when they say, okay, flu is coming in, everybody's coughing around, they want to stay fit, it makes sense to go when you're not on Choose Plus or just a short time. So you're not, because I'm taking Choose Plus more than 29 years, I never get a flu or something like that. But when you just started with Choose Plus, or your body's not used to it, and you start, for example, in wintertime in November with Choose Plus, it's getting cold, everyone has a flu, it can make sense to overdose extra vitamin C very, very high. It can make sense. Yeah. On a
Thank you,
short term,
Roland.
few days.
I'm wondering, from a practicality standpoint, for people who want to order Juice Plus and they're going to come through you or come through me, and they say, yes, I want to double my supplements. So how does that work in terms of the ordering process? Just order 2 of everything?
Well, there are 2 options. One, first of all, Just Plus always comes in a 4-month box, meaning in 120 days. The reason for that is your blood cells, ladies and gentlemen, will renew every 120 days. So you don't get any benefits, short-term benefits, yes, but no long-term benefits when you take it shorter than 4 months. That's the reason why it's a 4-month box, why it's not a 2-month or 3-month or even a 5-month or 6-month box. It's a 4-month box because your blood cells renew every 120 days, 4 months. That's the reason why it's in a 4-month box. So if you double it, then your 4-month box is over in 2 months, right? In that. So there are 2 options. You can order 2 boxes, or you can say, no, please ship me the 4-month box every 2 months, not every 4 months, every 2 months. Yeah. Or when you start every 4 months, you can call your distributor and say, please help me. We switch from 4-month shipping to 2-month shipping, or even monthly shipping. So it's everything is possible.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much. So again, for people who are watching and they're interested in purchasing Juice Plus, you can come through me. You can come through Roland. Our contact information is in the comments. So I know Juice Plus also has an incredible offer for people who are looking to grow their own food. Can you talk about this?
Yeah. I just want to add something to Just Plus about doubling or tripling. So I did sports coaching, Olympic and World Champions participants, and they didn't double it, they tripled. They took 10 times of Just Plus, really 20 of each. But the thing is, when you go for example, race across America, these crazy guys riding the bicycle across America a few days without sleeping much, and so they have a higher energy intake, but also they need much more macros. They need a lot of macros, of course, carbs, lipids, what we call lipids, fats. And protein, but they also need a lot of macros. So it makes sense much higher. Also, friends of mine who went through a chemotherapy, they took 5, 6, 7, 8 times, meaning they had much more energy to go through this hard time. When you go to chemotherapy, I never had one, luckily, but friends of mine, it's really hard time where you go through, because it's a hell of stress for your body. So when you even go 5, 6 times, whatever you can swallow, people ask me how much, whatever you can swallow, because you really, your body is stressed, you're challenged, your stomach is stressed. Whatever you can swallow, take it. It helps you. Makes sense. So coming back to your question, as I said, Juice Plus is the perfect product to bridge the gap between what you should eat on a daily basis and what you're actually eating on raw, fresh fruits and vegetables. Raw and fresh. Yeah, raw and fresh. It's not cooked, not old, raw and fresh. Yeah. What you should eat. And when you read the American Cancer Association or the European Cancer Association or other organizations, say you should eat 7 to 10 portions every day, raw and fresh. What is a portion? A handful. So 10 is quite a lot. So, and most people don't do it for different reasons. Yeah, because they don't have access to it, because they live in a city. They don't get it fresh. They don't have a garden. They cannot afford it. They don't like the taste, because mostly when people who eat fruits and vegetables mostly only eat what they love, what they like, but not what they should eat. So okay, that's the point. So, but I said before, a few minutes before, it said, don't stop eating fruits and vegetables with Juice Plus. No, don't do it. Because first of all, it's tasty, it's good. You also need the fibers. So eat as much fruits and vegetables. You cannot overdose it. So for people who don't have access, because they don't have a garden, or even maybe they have a garden, but they live in a very dry climate where it's hard to get water. Water is expensive, or in some regions, in summer, you're not allowed to water your garden because there is not enough water. There's an amazing solution that's called the Tower Garden by Just Plus Company. Actually, it was a product. Funnily, it was I don't know if you know, Dr. It was a product that was brought on the market by the Walt Disney Company. And then one of the managers made a buyout, took the company over from Walt Disney, and then sold it to the Just Plus Company. That's the history of the Tower Garden. And the idea of the Tower Garden is to have full control of your own fruits, vegetables, and herbs, so you can grow at home, inside or outside. Outside, when you have a garden, it's a vertical garden growing. You can put it on a terrace, on a balcony, and even with the lighting system, you can grow it inside your apartment or whatever, or in your office, or in school, or in kindergarten, or in a restaurant, wherever. So it's an amazing system. So it's a vertical system where you grow whatever you want to grow there, and we know that it grows 30% faster, and you need about 90% less water than watering plants in the garden, because it's a closed system. You have a pond with water. The water pump bumps the water up and gives the water to every plant, and what is not used or absorbed by the plant goes back, and then it comes back. And after a while, of course, you have to put in more water, for sure, yes, but you save 90% of water, and you can grow it inside, outside, in our apartment. I had it in Mallorca in the garden. I was growing fruits and vegetables, but I also was growing it closer to my kitchen on the terrace to have salads and herbs very close to my home. You can, as I said, inside in your apartment. It's nice in schools. It's nice in your business, in your office, whatever.
Yeah, let's take a look. I'm going to bring it up here. Okay, so here we are. Roland, do you want to walk us through this website?
Yeah, sure. So, as I said, it's growing your own food, and for me, it means having full control of your own food. Yeah, you grow your own stuff. You decide what to grow. You decide what if you do it organic or not. Of course, the plant needs fertilizer, but you can also use organic fertilizer, what normally is in the soil. So the Tower Garden works without any soil. The soil is only there to deliver fertilizer to the plant, what's in the soil. Okay, so we don't have soil. So you put I always put our organic, and the company is also offering an organic fertilizer. You put in this water, and you nourish your fruits, vegetables, and plants with organic fertilizer. Okay, but you can use any other too, of course. And you can see it's really growing. And it's vertical, so it doesn't need much space. I know farmers who changed from a normal gardening of fruits and vegetables in vertical gardening. They have hundreds of them growing them. They need less space because it's vertical. In some cities, outside, it's land is very expensive, so you need less land, less space, less acres. It grows vertical, and as I said before, you need 90% less water. So you're saving a lot of water, especially in areas where it's very dry, in California, Mexico, or in South Spain, in Europe. Here, there are many farmers using more and more tower gardens on a professional base to deliver the community or restaurants or shops with fruits and vegetables. Also, for kids, I don't know how it's in the US, but here in Europe, we have many kids who never saw a cow. I don't know, here in especially in Austria and in the German-speaking country, we have a chocolate brand. Actually, now it's owned by an American investor, but it was called Milka. And since I was a kid, they always had this violet cow. So some kids in cities who've never seen a cow believe that a cow is violet because they've never seen one before. So and most people even don't know. Most kids have no idea about fruits and vegetables. They have never grown it. They've never digged in the soil and stuff like that. So it's an amazing opportunity for kids in kindergarten and classroom to grow their own stuff for the lunch break, for example. I don't know, some peppers, some tomatoes, or some whatever. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So as I said, it's 30% more. It grows up 30% more healthy, and it's 3 times faster. So it's growing quite fast. It's growing quite fast. You can harvest the whole year, especially when you live in a warm climate, when you put it outside, or when you put it inside, you can do it the whole year. There's a special lighting system, like it's the same light like the sun delivers, so you can grow it inside too. You get all the ingredients. It's full. Because as I said before, the challenge what we have is when we don't have our own gardening system is we buy something in the supermarket, even in the farmer market. Even when you buy at the farmer market in the US, what I really love to do when I travel to the US, I went to the Amish market, Amish people markets. They have organic stuff, but they also have to harvest it and transport it or store it. So, yeah, get it full loaded, get it fresh from the terrace, from your living room, from your garden, wherever you want. It's an amazing opportunity to have full control.
I love how they're showing the various types of places where you can put it. So whatever your setup is, this says it requires as little as 10% of the space and water you use with traditional growing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I said when professional farmers use it.
Discover 20 places to grow your tower garden.
Yeah. And and the point is, like the JACALYN, it's interesting when you see your own foods growing. I remember, we always had delicious and healthy meals, but always when it's been a salad from our own garden, from our own tower garden, we say, hey, that's from our own. I don't know. I wouldn't say it tastes different, but it was a different feeling, and being proud to grow your own stuff. It's to reconnect with nature. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's just take a look at a couple of these places. Okay, on a balcony.
Yeah, as I said.
Wow, look at this one.
Yeah. As I said, it's growing like crazy. Yeah.
On an island.
Yeah. Wherever you live.
In a classroom.
Yeah, and you see the lighting system so you can grow it in. Yeah.
How about that next to a pond?
Yeah, also nice.
Wow, front yard.
In the front yard.
Now, when you receive it when it's delivered to you, I assume you put this together?
Yeah, you have to assemble it, but it's really easy. I have two left hands, as I said in Austria. It's really easy to assemble it. Absolutely.
Between two English bulldogs. Look at that. That's so funny.
Yeah, but you don't have to purchase a bulldog before, okay?
And it doesn't come with a bulldog either. So,
no.
In a greenhouse, of course.
Yeah, inside in a greenhouse, of course.
By a pool. That's a great idea.
Yeah, by a pool. You can also use it as a separator so your neighbors don't look at you when you're next to the pool. In a slide yard?
Yeah. Under a gazebo.
Yeah.
Neat. I love all the different ideas people came up with.
Absolutely.
In a car.
Yeah. You know what? I know an American guy. Unfortunately, I lost his contact details. He's living in a motel like myself, and he travels with our garden.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how much sunlight you get?
Yeah, because if you don't have enough sunlight, as I said, you can purchase the lighting system, and then you can grow it wherever you want.
Love it. It's so good that they included these ideas. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow. On a rooftop. How about that?
Yeah, especially in cities, there's so many rooftops that are not used. You can put the tower gardens in and you have your own stuff, or you share it with the community in their apartments, or maybe you go give it to homeless people or the schools. There's so many. And, by the way, you have an amazing side effect in cities when you grow it on rooftops. You can also have bees there because more bees are coming in.
That's right. You're really helping the environment and the planet. How about this one under a cat? That's cute.
Yeah. It's the same with the Christmas tree. You have to take care about it because cats love to play with flowers.
So you select which packets of seeds that you want to grow, yes?
Yeah, well, you get a starter kit, meaning you have the tower garden, you have the water pump, you have the fertilizers, the organic ones, and you have I'm not quite sure, I guess 10 different seeds, and this small pots to grow the seeds and then bring it to the tower garden. But you can use whatever seeds you want. As I said, you can use whatever fertilizer you want, of course, and you also can extend your tower garden, so you can make it higher if you want. And you can have a lighting system if you want.
In a kitchen, of course, that'd be a perfect place.
Yeah, this is with the lighting system again, yes. But by the way, the kitchen, it's also nice when you have a restaurant with show cooking. It's nice to show your guests as your fresh herbs, for example, that you're using.
Absolutely. That's a
And,
brilliant
and it
idea.
looks really cool in the evening when you go to a restaurant or even at home with the lighting system. It really looks cool.
On a patio.
Yes, too.
In a living room.
Yeah.
Oh, near a mountain. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, there are many options. There are no excuses.
For somebody to go ahead and make this purchase, they can contact you or they can contact me. I have my banner with information. They can go to JACALYN at drjacalyn.com.
Yes, please contact Dr. JACALYN, especially in the US, and go for Tower Garden. It's really I highly recommend it, because it's amazing what it means to your life and to your health, and you have control of your food, especially when you have kids and grandkids. They love it. They love it, and it's so easy to encourage them to eat more fruits and vegetables when they grow their own stuff. They're so proud of it, and it becomes more natural to them.
And Roland, for people who are interested in not only taking Juice Plus, but they'd like to be a distributor as well, can you share more about that?
Yes, of course. I mean, if you want to share Juice Plus with other people, if you know people who also want to have a more healthy lifestyle, maybe they have some issues to cure, or they just want to stay fit or being fit or whatever it is, please contact Dr. JACALYN or myself, and we also help you to become a distributor. It's easy, and the amazing thing is with Juice Plus, or the Juice Plus company, it started many years with a home delivery service. Meaning, you as a distributor, you don't have to have a storage. You don't have to order a lot of products. So I'm a distributor since 29 years with hundreds of distributors in Europe and in other countries, and it was 1,000. And I don't have a storage. The only product I have is my own ones, what I'm using. So you don't have to pay the products. They don't get shipped to you. You have to reship it to customers. No, it's everything done automatically. So when you inspire somebody to take Juice Plus, you put their details, address, names, and so on, payment details in your back office. You get access to the Juice Plus virtual office. You put the details in. The company ships the product directly to your customers. The customer pays directly to the company, and the company pays you the next month your commission. So you have no handling fee, nothing. You just recommend the product. You just share your story with Juice Plus. You just share your experience. You just inspire other people. The rest is the company does for you. So no money, no investment, no storage, no shipping stuff, no invoice typing. No, everything is done by the company. So you can only focus on about sharing the ideas. It's quite easy. It's quite easy.
Thank you, Roland. And for people who are watching or listening, whether you're on the live or the replay, we would like to have you join us on this mission to help people become healthier and have a healthy lifestyle. So, Roland, I'm just thinking out of the box. The first 5 people who email me, JACALYN at drjacalyn.com, to be a part of Juice Plus and Juice Plus family, what can we offer them? We'll interview them about their story.
They get a VIP coaching with me.
All right, I like it. VIP
30 years experience as a marketing director. Yeah.
There you go. So what are you waiting for, people? Please think about your health. Roland, something I wanted to share. I'm now asking people as I survey people after they've been a guest. I send a survey. One of the questions is, how important is your health to you? And I've been surprised, on a scale of 1 to 5, numerous people have put 2 or 3, not important.
Yeah, it is.
I just find that I'm so curious about that. How can your health not be important to you?
Because as long as you don't have any issues, you don't take care. But you only miss things when they're gone.
So you know what would be a good question I think I should ask is, how healthy are you currently? Or I have to think of the question, but to have a foundation as to why their health's not important.
Yeah. Well, it is, but to be honest, people who are not open for their own health, it's not our job to convince them for healthy lifestyle. It's not our job. I guess we are here. Juice Plus is here for people who are looking for a solution that is practical, that is working, and that is affordable. Those who are not open to it, they're not open to it. Even when you give it free to them, it doesn't make sense at all. So
That's true.
when you're not open, you're not open. And by the way, there's an amazing opportunity for parents or grandparents. Every adult that is taking Choose Plus or is ordering Choose Plus, one kid gets it for free. Okay, so when you have two kids, when you and your husband or your spouse or your wife is taking Choose Plus, when both of you sign up, both of your kids get it free for 4 years.
That's amazing. And do they have to be directly related to you?
No, not at all. Not at all. It can be grandkids. Well, I have a friend of mine who built up a team here in Austria with individuals signing. Well, it's not official, okay, but signing up adults and giving the free product away to an organization that supports kids who have cancer. There's an organization who supports families whose kids have cancer. It's an expensive treatment, and the parents cannot afford it at all. So there are adults who said, okay, I sign up for Choose Plus. I want it, and I do something good for another kid. There's always an option.
Okay, I love it. And also, can you please talk about the doctor who was here, Dr. Stefan Hammer?
Yeah, well, I had the chance and the opportunity to train hundreds of doctors the last years on nutrition, because nutrition is not really a huge and important part on the medical education doctors get. And I met Stefan 23 or 24 years ago. And the funny thing is that, well, I can talk right now because unfortunately he passed away. One of my best friends, and he was a friend to Stefan too. They went to school together. He was the vice president of a huge company who also sell supplements worldwide. And Stefan became the opportunity to be the sports doctor. Besides his surgery, he has is very successful of a very good football, or you say soccer team in Austria. So, and as you know, sports people always supplement because they need to supplement. And he called my friend, and said, "Hey, you're the largest company in the world, and you're selling stuff, and please bring the product." And the guy said, "Yeah, that's true, but personally, I take another product, not my own products for my own company. I take something different called Roland." So that's why I met Dr. Stefan, and we became friends. And yeah, we traveled through Europe. We did a lot of lectures in front of hundreds of people. I wouldn't say educating, I would say inspire them for a more healthy lifestyle. And you know him, you saw him on the show, and he's 60 something, and he looks amazing. He's a real role model as a doctor. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, he eats healthy, he works out every day, he runs every day. Actually, he runs together with his patients, his clients, and yeah, he's an absolutely role model.
And of course, the interview that we have with him is in German, and I've looked into getting it translated. I'm going to keep on. Somebody must be able to translate it, so okay. We'll be able to share that. So we're coming right back with the Mallorca connection, and we're going to talk about writing a book. So stay tuned for that. Roland, if people want to reach out to you in general or specifically for the work that you do, what is the value you can bring to people?
Well, thanks, Dr. Friedl. I'm working on so many topics because I'm so curious and interested in many different topics. So actually, my main business is coaching, consulting international companies in making their processes more efficient. So supporting their sales teams, their leadership. That's my main background since many years. Besides my Choose Plus business. And then I do a lot of men's work. I do a lot for the environment. So there are many different stuff. So I support people, encourage people who want to, as I say, have the same crazy lifestyle like myself, traveling around the world, working from the most beautiful places in the world. Right now, I have a new experience since almost 16 months. I was always traveling around the globe, living in different countries, beautiful spots in the world. And since more than 15 months, I moved into a motorhome and travel Europe in my motorhome and live and work from my motorhome. So anyone who is inspired by stuff like that can contact me and learn from my first experience. Yeah. And the best way is, as I say, go to my website, rolandfriedl.com. It's my name. I will spell it for you. It's ROLANDFRIEDL, rolandfriedl.com. And there you have a contact form. Whatever you want to learn from me or whatever I can learn from you, contact me. You're more than welcome. It's all about sharing and caring and connecting with people. Thank you.
Thank you, Roland. Absolute pleasure. And I look forward to seeing you in just a few minutes. So thank you again for being here. And this particular episode is brought to you in part by the British School of Excellence and Mr. Philip Sykes. So thank you so much. We're going to take a look at a quick sponsorship and then we will close out. Please do reach out to the British School of Excellence. You can find them on all social media platforms, or you can go to thebritishschoolofexcellence.com.